Hey everybody, Steve Olson here with the Peak Group. I've got a longtime friend and business partner with me today who I think has some important and informative things to say. This is Lane Aldrich.
Hello, everybody.
Yep, Lane's here, and we've worked. Lane's been a lender that I've worked with for many years. There's a long story to that, and in some other adventures, and in a lot of projects that I've had a hand in developing and working through. Lane has also been an investor, and we're going to get to some stuff on that. But what you're seeing more and more in the build-to-rent space is that operators, us included, are putting in smart home packages in new property developments, whether it's single-family homes or quads or large apartment buildings. That's an increasing trend. And so we wanted to talk to Lane about it today because he owns a smart home company that we have used. I mean, we've a couple thousand smart home units.
Yeah, coming up on a few thousand units here.
Yeah, it's a lot of doorbell cameras.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of hardware.
I think so. What's the point? Why do developers put this stuff in?
Yeah, so a couple of the main reasons. We got into it because in a lot of the developments I was doing financing on, we're looking for different ways to maximize yield. And then also, as far as return on investment, how can you best utilize the cash that you have to leverage your infrastructure to really increase rents or increase tenant satisfaction? So the mission's kind of twofold when it comes to smart home. First one is optimization for your property management team, giving them the ability and empowerment to be able to manage a lot more from behind a screen. They have a back-end portal for these platforms where they can look at every single property. They can see if it's a vacant unit, see what the oversight is, and leak detection. Are there any leaks? Reset the front door lock, set the temperature for cost savings, but then also ease of access for moving people in and out. When someone moves in, they can share a text message to the tenant, download an app, and they can get access without even having to meet on site, exchange keys. They can let vendors in remotely. So from that perspective, we try to save from an operational point about an hour or two per year per unit for that particular property manager, which frees up time to them and go do other things. On the resident side, the benefit is really mimicking different features that feel like home ownership, being able to have control of the property, making sure that you can lock whether you're there or not, letting someone in remotely, changing your thermostat, different features. Garage door function's been popular, leak detectors, and also a light if someone's out of town, being able to remotely put a light on. And these are features that tenants want, and they pay for it. And so when you look at the cost of being able to put this in on the upfront and then the monthly servicing costs associated versus what the additional rents are that tenants or residents will pay for that, it's a way to increase your net operating income, which helps from a marketing standpoint, the features do, and then also your cash flow in the property. So it's been a lot of fun going in and learning some of these developments and deploying it and seeing how they work, how the property managers love it, and then also how the tenants have really embraced it as well.
I want to get to the income side in just a second, but so you can let tenants in, tenants can let people in, the property manager let appraisers in, maintenance guys in? Okay.
Yep. If there's an emergency, we've had some units where we've needed to get vendors in very quickly. This way you don't have to work around the tenant's schedule, or if you've got a property manager that's off site, getting there on top of all of your other daily duties can be very, it can suck up your time or take up your whole day.
Oh, it should be easier. I mean, because we're working through a few deals right now where we didn't do smart home. I'm regretting it. And like coordinating with the appraiser and the home inspector, it should be a lot easier to get a guy with some keys out there than it is.
Yeah. And so if they're your preferred vendors, they can have specific codes that are just issued to them, and you can track it on the back end when they use it and go in and out of specific units. Or you can apply a one-time, hey, we just need to get this guy in one time. This specific 4-digit code on the front door is valid for 3 hours only, and it's only assigned to you. After 3 hours, it's zapped from the system. No one can use it. And so from an operational standpoint, the efficiencies that even that component can help create is just fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, we didn't talk about this. In fact, for those watching, we didn't talk about really anything. This is not staged. This is Lane and I really just talking. And so you're not prepared. This is a question a little bit out of nowhere, but given how heavy we are in Texas, okay, my understanding is a lot of times in Texas, you have to have a deadbolt only accessed from the inside for the tenants. Did we run into that on some of the stuff in Houston, and how did it affect the smart lock, or was that not ever a problem?
So the smart locks that we use do have a deadbolt on the inside, and the way that we deployed it and the locks that we use, we didn't run into any issues on that.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Well, yeah, actually, because you have to, they're watching me sort through this live. The whole intent with the law there is that the tenant needs to be able to secure it from the inside so that nobody with a key can come in from the outside against the tenant's will.
oh, I see.
So
Okay.
I guess they would, yeah, to secure it from the inside, they would have to be in the unit.
They
That's
have
why
to
it
be in the
works.
unit,
Yeah, yeah.
and then also on the door, if the door handle knob had a lock on it as well, that's how you could override
Yeah.
anyone with a keypad or a key code to get in.
So it's great for access and convenience and everything. And you said the tenants will pay for it, and that's of course my experience. I wrote you guys a check yesterday
Yeah.
for a bunch of units on a deal we're building. What is it about it that the tenants like that make them say, "Yeah, I'll pay an extra $100 in rent or whatever it is"?
Sure. First off, it's the control factor of being able to say, this is a property that I don't own. I'm going to be here for 1 to 3 years, but I am given the ability to control access of where I like to set my temperature. So if they're away, I mean, they can adjust the thermostat so they can cut down on costs and then have it set to a certain degree or temperature when they get back. Being able to let people come in and out remotely, and then also just the peace of mind of saying, oh, I left. I don't remember if I locked the door or the garage or not. Personally, I go back to my own house. I leave my neighborhood about once a week and immediately turn around and come back just
Yeah,
to make sure that
I
I've
do a
closed
lot
the
of that.
garage door. Even though, and so to be able to say, you know, hey, I've already left, I can just hop on my phone and do that.
Yeah.
It really goes a long way. And we've really found the sweet spot. You want at least 3 features. Let's say you're in the 2 to 3 bedroom range, which a lot of build to rent properties are. You want 3 features that are tenant facing, where it really justifies the return on your cost and the price premium that tenants are willing to pay. That's really the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Is a minimum of 3 features. And depending on the developments and how well it's marketed and how well you integrate with your property management team, they put it in their marketing. We've seen a rental increase of $40 to $75 a door,
Okay.
just specific to these smart home components.
Net to the owner or
Net to the owner.
net to the owner.
Yes.
And so what would you say? I would imagine a smart lock is definitely one of the 3.
Have to. Yep.
Doorbell cam?
Doorbell cameras, we've actually, in the entire industry in build to rent, when it comes to smart home, has actually steered away from doorbell cameras.
Really?
And the reason is that some of the larger companies like Ring or Nest, they have databases. And Ring was actually breached a few years ago, and someone was able to extract all that data. And so when it's your property and recordings are taking place in front of the door and that data gets breached, you have some liability as a landlord and also as a property management group. And so it's been really difficult to justify that type of liability,
Yeah.
even though it's a feature that is very sought after and very wanted. And so townhomes, anytime you have a hallway where doors face each other as well, sometimes a doorbell camera can actually look
See
into
in
someone
and now
else's
you're
unit or through their windows. And so haven't been as heavy on the doorbell cameras last couple of years, but you're right about the door lock. That's a must. Thermostat is an absolute must. And then some of the other ones are either smart lights that are either on the front porch or the family room that can give an illusion that you're there when you're not, if you want to be able to turn your light on. And then also smart garage door open and close.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To be able to secure and lock down your house from both your front door and the garage side.
And so, yeah, my understanding is this is, and this is why it's so popular, is you're spending probably a few $1,000s per unit, but you're getting that bump of $50 to $75. I mean, show me where else you can spend a few $1,000s and get that bump in your NOI.
Yep. The return on the cost, there are a lot of packages, either between Triton or other smart home integrators where you can get a base package in the $700-800 range all the way up to $1,500. And if you deploy that properly in your marketing and then also do an a la carte technology package, your ROI on that for just breaking even on your expense is pretty quick.
Yeah.
Even if you're able to drop down 1 month of vacancy because you're able to offer these features with some other units that didn't, and that might have been the difference maker, you've already earned your money back.
Yeah.
So 1 month of vacancy or a year to year and a half of deployment on being able to collect from a technology package, it's really tough to deploy $800 to $1,500 and see that type of return on any other portion of the property.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Thanks for chatting with us about that for a minute about smart home. I encourage everybody, whether we're deploying that a lot, but on your own projects, look into it. Give Lane a call, maybe. But we appreciate your time. Everybody, we'll catch you on the next episode. Have a great day.